Got this. You got that. Okay, all those alerts are off. That's awesome. Good morning, everyone. It is, it's a little gray outside. I know it's a little chilly back up north, but good morning, everyone. It happens to be what? Trending Thursday. Good morning, everyone. This is Carol, so AKA Live with TwoSistas.
Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. Have a little decoration going above me. I love the filters. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so we put up our little Christmas tree thing last night. It looks very pretty. 27 degrees, about an inch of snow on the ground. And as much as I don't like snow, it, with the season, of course, it's just, I don't know, it's a cozy feeling, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So
how much snow are you supposed to be getting?
They said only a dusting, but we have just about an inch. Some places got inch and a half, maybe 2 inches, but a very light type of snow. Of course, the dogs aren't really thrilled with it, but hey, that's the way it goes.
Well, their little paws probably get a little, nippy when they have to go outside and all that. I would imagine that would be, yeah, animals, paws are meant for all weather, but I still imagine, some are a little bit more prissier than others and like, ooh, I don't want to touch this. I don't want to touch that stuff.
Yeah, and I can so relate to that. The monster, we had booties for him, and we used them quite a few times, but it's such, number one, he doesn't like them, and it's such a process to get them on him, because you have 4 little booties, and he kind of walks like it's kind of funny to watch him, but poor little guy, he's all snuggle buggle boo on his little perch. And yeah, the holidays are fast approaching, and what's trending, I want to talk about something I found yesterday, and I thought it was excuse me, I thought it was quite interesting. So every now, I get the job alerts all the time, and I just kept it that way because I like to see, who's hiring, what's going on. What are they hiring for? What are they looking for? It kind of gives me an idea in my business on, things trending in my area. And I came across this ad, and it was for a legal assistant. And obviously, I'm not going to say what law firm. And I read the job description, and then on the bottom of it, where it gives you, notifications, benefits, this and that. And it was right before the benefits. It said, we are a fully vaccinated law firm. So if you are not vaccinated, do not apply.
What?
And I thought, okay, I get it. It's their constitutional right to do that. I fully support that. But now
it's discrimination. That would be like saying, if you're gluten sensitive, you cannot apply. If you have color blindness, you cannot apply. If you don't like the color white, you cannot apply. If you don't like the color black, you cannot apply. If you have red hair or genes with a certain ID number, you can't apply. So for me, poo-poo.
Well, exactly. I mean, is this the society that we're coming to? What is the next disclaimer on there going to be? If you voted for Trump in 2016, you have to show how you, like, where does it stop? And again, I want to emphasize that it is this, and that's what's so beautiful, I want to say, obviously, about living in the United States, that people can say and do and as they please. That's the premise of what such a good nation that we live in. Yes, we have our faults, no need to discuss that, But here's the thing, and I heard this on a newscast, and it wasn't Fox News. I know people know I listen to Fox News. And I thought it was interesting and so very true. And the newscaster said, well, geez, all these people that are complaining, meaning the different groups out there, I'm not going to name them, we know who they are, all the different groups out there that are complaining about this and that, and United States is so bad, and people got to show their ID to vote, and they were just going on and on, and they said, I don't see these people exiting, but isn't it interesting that we have an open border and all these people they want to come in, and why is that? Why?
Freebies. I mean, you notice if any businesses giving out a freebie, the doors are open and they're jam packed full. When you have a need for whatever it may be, and someone decides from the goodness of their heart they're going to donate, or they're going to congregate in such an area to give out or hand out something free, there's a crowd. When you go to a concert or any organized activity and they're giving out free stickers, free whatever, there's a line. And let's not forget, when a rock band or someone is performing, or even at Super Bowl events, and they're slingshotting free t-shirts and free merchandise, what is happening? People, arms are in the air, free, free, free. It is a natural thing that we feel like, hey, someone's giving away something for free. And sadly, the United States of America is the jackpot of giving out for free. So that is why the borders are imploding. But along that line, I would also want to share from also a legal perspective of a legal a company joining legal forces for the opposition. So some of you may not be aware, because we know some people, choose to not be informed or haven't been informed. You don't think that, they should be informed. Well, I'm going to inform you. So the injunction against OSHA is officially is nationwide now. So if people don't know what OSHA is, OSHA, I would suggest go look it up. And why this is so important, because actually a huge government contractor joined the lawsuit by 18 attorney generals. So there's 18 attorney generals out there already that have this lawsuit against OSHA. And this particular contractor takes a lot of guts, because it is a nationwide huge contractor, government contractor, that he only has one contract with. And guess who that contractor is with? So I'm going to leave that up to the imagination. So he's got one contract. The contractor has one, say, client, one customer. So it's risky. If you are the contractor for that government, whatever entity, whatever it may be, you do have a huge risk on your back, because that's your main client, right? That's your main bread and butter. And the problem with, I think, what people don't understand is we didn't get here overnight. We didn't get here where, all of a sudden a law firm includes papers. Now, and I'm using that word loosely to mean multiple things, that we are now in a society where papers are necessary for you to gain employment. Papers are necessary for you to get into a restaurant. Papers are necessary to travel abroad. Papers soon probably will be within domestic flights as well. I'm just putting that out there. My opinion, that's what's coming. Papers are necessary for to stay employed at many businesses, medical facilities, law enforcement, whatever. So the fear factor button has been pushed for over 2 years now, or creeping up on 2 years. The fear factor button, the fear is actually what got us here. The fear of what the propaganda that's been pushed out through media outlets and social media platforms had to do with a direct plan. But it's going to get at us this fear, because there's so many people that are still living in fear. Do you have your papers? Now, they may call it other names. of proof of something, but the bottom line is their papers. Does that ring a bell? That you had to show your papers. If you happened to be blessed to be in school in the, I would say from 2003 below, probably 2000 and below, because this indoctrination started well over 20 years ago. We just didn't know what was going on. You would understand what that reference means, having your papers to travel or having your papers. You would have learned that in a class, an academic class, not an SEL, emotional learning, stroking type of environment, but you would have learned class in your history class of what traveling and or showing your papers mean. So what has been going on in our particular country and globally is fear. Fear got us here. Remember the fear that millions upon millions upon millions upon millions, and I'm referencing just the United States, we're going to pass from this, what I consider man-made virus. And an interesting observer who is a doctor, which I'm not going to name at this point, and scientist, his belief is, most of the high percentage of viruses are in fact man-made, because why would you have a patent on all these viruses? So there's a lot of people don't realize that. Why would you need a patent? It's like, can I have a patent on the cold? Can I have a patent on the flu? Why would you have a patent on the viruses? Well, there are. So fear is what's been being pushed. But what's going to also push the fear out is courage. Courage for people to say, I do not accept this. Courage to say, I'm going to jump on this bandwagon to go after the school committee and make change, because I need to make change at the seat of the table. Courage is going to go back to grassroots efforts on a local level. And when you do that, it trickles up to the bigger levels. So for this law firm to request papers, basically, because that's what they are requesting, they're using different language, they are pushing fear that in order to be gainfully employed with them, if you can't produce your papers, you can't join our table, you can't join our team. Well, guess what? Joining someone's table, team, business, conglomeration, whatever it may be, we still have choice. And we cannot allow the fear that has been pushed on our world, in our country. Let us, we need to break the chains of fear. You have to break them and say, yes, it does take courage to say, no, I'm not producing my papers. No, it's none of your business. No, ever heard a thing about a HIPAA law? What's next? Are they going to deem the HIPAA law invalid? And I think what's happening is the chains are starting to break with people. They're saying, I'm not living like this. I'm not going to keep testing. I talked to a parent the other night whose poor daughter got a false positive, had to quarantine, and had to jump through hoops of taking test after test after test after test. Taking all these tests serves whom? So now guess what's happening? Just to get her back in school. And she never actually had the man-made thing out there. It's because she was in close proximity. She didn't have papers. So now she has to produce a different kind of papers to get back into school. What happened to public education in our United States of America? You got big unions with their big fat thumbs, not even just thumbs on us. They've got their hands choking, literally choking the oxygen level out of communities with this crap. And that's the fear they choose. And the fear is real, but guess what? Break the chain. Some of the chains are starting to be broken. Be part of courage. Courage to stand up for what is right. Courage to say, no, I'm not testing my child again. My child hasn't gotten this thing. And by the way, if all of you people where the percentages are very high that you've got the arm juice, you shouldn't be living in fear of the people that didn't, because that's supposed to protect you, not prevent it, but it's to lessen the symptoms. Some people choose natural immunity. That is a choice. That is a medical choice and none of your business how people choose to do it. It's not my business if you choose to get the vaccine, but it's also not your choice to get in somebody else's business that chose not to. Stop pushing, you need papers. And in the order to do that, we have to have courage. And I think humanity has it. You just got to dig deep down. Does it start with a very small group? Absolutely. But that group will get larger as people get the strength to say no.
That is so true. The courage to say no goes way beyond getting into somebody's business. Now, I would say, somebody asked me the other, and we had a really good discussion, and obviously a lot of people know what happened to my son, but, and that's not what this is about. Now, before Ryan's incident, I was pro-choice, and I'm still pro-choice. Am I against a certain vaccine? Yes. But it's all about, for me, it's all about informed consent, informing yourself, asking the questions. You know, why am I now all of a sudden hearing that, you know, Ryan is not the only one that this has happened to? I'm hearing more and more of it every day, and it scares the crap out of me. And I think the thing is too, that people feel, and obviously I'm making a generalization here, that, for instance, walking in a grocery store now, you don't have to, in North Haven, I should say, because Hamden's, they're all out of whack. Many people are still wearing the mask, and I totally respect that. That is certainly their right to do so. What I have a problem with is if that person, and it has happened to me, overextends their fear mongering into my lane. You know, like, why aren't you wearing a mask? I had to kind of take a step back, and I took a deep breath, and I just looked and I said, I kind of like fresh air. How about you? Like, what was I going to say?
Two things. That was an amazing way. And I also think, you know, the bottom line is I get people that, not so much around here, but, you know, up north, we'll say a similar type of response and or question. And I just say, geez, do you have the science to let me know it works? Because I would love to see it. What do you have? And they're like,
well, yeah, it's,
again, what are they going to say? And just like you, asking them, I love fresh air. Don't you? Put it back on them, because let's be real. We are not, when I heard the latest thing, now this is really a sad story to kind of interject exactly what you're saying. I know personally somebody had to go to a dance studio to drop their child off. And she happened to go into the dance studio this time. She never wears a mask. Her child doesn't wear a mask, not warranted. And a 5 or 6, I believe it was a 6-year-old, came in and was hands in the air, so excited. I got my, I got my arm juice. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. I got my arm juice. A 6-year-old going into a dance studio, applauding and cheering. And there are so many crazy people, the cray people, in my opinion. Again, you go into that HIPAA situation, wearing the damn banners now, the banners, you know, on social media for your profile picture, you know, broadcasting that my child is fully vaccinated. That is your choice. But you look a little cray-cray. I'm just going to put it out there. Because when did it become the new normal that a 6-year-old runs into a dance studio and is actually cheering that they got the arm juice? Does that 6-year-old really even understand what the arm juice is, number one? So you know darn well that that child was propagandized, I think that's a new word now, propagandized into perpetrating that this should be something to be cheered on. I don't remember when everyone cheered getting a, what do you call it? Oh, what's the shot that you get to prevent from D's, like every 6-10 years, whatever it is.
Tetanus,
Pardon me?
tetanus shot.
Right. You know, does anyone go, I got my tetanus shot. Woo-hoo. I got my tetanus shot. Woo-hoo. Got my flu shot. Whoa. I got my this shot. Like, what is going on, people? A little cray-cray. I'm sorry. I got my colonoscopy. Woo-hoo. Mammogram, you know, a little squishy, but I got it done. Like, what is going on?
I do not know. All I can say is, you know, I think that it's very interesting that people that go to the grocery store that make comments like that, you have no gloves on. You're touching everything.
Money's Jeremy.
And you're worried about me wearing a mask.
Even your credit card, when you think about it, when you're inserting your debit or credit card, you're touching it.
Well, yes, of course. And think of all the credit cards that have been in that machine, and then you go take your credit card out of there. Guess what? Germies.
And does that scare me? Absolutely not. Because I'm one of those we've been brought up by our parents. You wash your hands after everything. We've always done that. That's what we were taught to do. You wash your hands before you eat dinner. You wash your hands before you're prepping food. You wash your hands before you go out. You wash your hands after the bathroom. Like, that's what we were taught. You always wash your hands. And wash your hands, people. Soap and water does a really good thing. So you don't have to even get stuck using the hand sanitizer all the time, because that's not really healthy either. Just because, again, you're touching it with your dirty hands. So are we now into, so we had all that going on. And again, remember, think about this. We are almost at that pivotal moment when all of us, including ourselves, and I laughed because I did it for 2 weeks. I said, hell no, I'm not doing this. How many of you remember bringing in your groceries and leaving them in the garage and then taking each piece out, wiping down the counter, like you're a surgeon, you're now, it's going to the grocery store, you're a surgeon for cleanliness. You'd bring the stuff home, wipe all what you bought back, wipe it down with Clorox or, Clorox wipes or whatever, and put it away. We're almost up to a year of that. And now we're talking about going backwards yet again of a variant that is like the freaking common cold. We're going backwards. Why are we going backwards? Well, I'll tell you why we're going backwards. 2 dates, 2022 and 2024. That is why we're going backwards. And if people aren't seeing that has a lot to do with those asking for papers. That is what's trending, people. Is that a good thing to be trending? No. Let's have some good stuff trending, like the state of Florida being #1 in zero, like basically zero. There's still, people that are testing, but lowest in the country. And this is the state that is often criticized by the blue states. We didn't have the issues with the nursing homes. We didn't have the issues with mass breakouts. We didn't have the issue. These schools here, it's choice if you choose to wear a mask. They have a very low breakout, even with the new surge. Now, a lot of people are asking, this is also what's trending, the new surge from that 5 to 11-year-old range at schools, especially in Massachusetts. Massachusetts, I already told you, holds 2 #1 positions, and nothing to be proud about with those positions, by the way. Now, all of a sudden, they've got cases going up. So if in fact, so I'm going to put this out there this way. If in fact the opening of school included mandate masks for children and staff, which it did, they had no issues September. They had no issues in October. And what happened in the early part of November? They also approved certain vaccinations, or a vaccination for the 5 to 11-year-old range. And I'm going to say sometime early in November. I don't know the exact date, right? Well, now there happens to be a new breakout age group, 5 to 11. Well, what was approved in November? What age group? 5 to 11. And When it wasn't approved for over 2 months, they had minimal, when I say minimal, in this particular district I'm talking about, minimal numbers of cases. Now all of a sudden, there's a little bit of a rise. And that's to be expected. We always say, even in the start of school, that's when a lot of bugs normally occur, people going back to the classroom, whatever. So the science, based on what they're going through, this science does not warrant anything that the masks work, because they don't. Because if they did, why is there this outbreak? But in correlation, is it coincidence that this particular little outbreak is with the age group that was just approved? And then you get the 6-year-old, 7-year-old, I got my arm juice. I got my arm juice. If you are one of those parents, and again, we give you our opinion. We don't tell you how to parent, but I'll tell you right now, if one of my children was parenting their children and cheering them on to make sure that they go and share what they interpret good news, well, it's your choice. I would kick my child in the ass, even my adult child. Like, what the hell are you thinking? Having your child portray this cheering section of and announcing in public to a business that you receive the arm juice. You people are a little nutty, and you need a little ding dong on the head. You need a slap you back to reality, girlfriend.
Oh my God, absolutely. So the other thing that I wanted to touch upon, and I'm not the one that, well, I shouldn't say that, but I am typically not the sista that brings up maybe controversial stuff. But yeah, lately I am. Whatever. Well, yeah, she's giving me some shoulders. I guess that would be called attitude. Anyways. So talk about plummeting numbers. Let's start with the vice president.
I'm curious because again, I have not been really watching the news. What are
12%?
What?
Her approval rating is at 12%.
Well, that's a bunch of 12. Those 12%, if this is accurate, are students. But go ahead. The
Worst vice president numbers in our nation's history.
Bravo! That's something that you should be proud about.
Still trying to get to the root cause. And I swear to God, if I hear another Democrat say that, I'm gonna lose my shit. There, I said it. And of course, the person occupying 1600, I believe it was 22 or 23% approval.
Whoa.
Again, plummeting numbers. Why is it that the left is now trying to distance themselves from the people that are finding the root cause and occupying 1600?
Two words, buyer's remorse.
A lot of buyer's remorse going on, and we would love to hear your opinions on that. As always, you can go to our website and fill out, type in one of those forms, or you can leave us a voicemail and we'd be happy to hear your opinion or thoughts on this. And even if it's an opposing viewpoint, we are not immune to sharing opposing viewpoints. Go to www.TwoSistas.online. Leave us a message or fill out one of those forms. We'd love to hear from you. So that is what I wanted to share about that. And I think it's interesting too. The left really has gone crazy. Okay. And I want to talk about Dr. Oz for a moment, because I truly respect this man. As a cardiologist who's done over 4,000 heart surgeries, is now running in Pennsylvania for the Senate seat there. And now the left, or people on the left, are demanding something to the effect that he not be referred to as doctor. Isn't that interesting? Okay. And let's kind of wind it back for a moment there. When Dr. Jill Biden was insisting, and she earned that right. Okay. And, to be referred to as Dr. Jill Biden, I get it. That's how she wants to be referred to. I respect that. I'm not saying that I like the woman. I'm not saying that I don't like the woman, but
Is she a doctor in? Like, what is her?
she has a PhD in education and stuff like that. So like she worked her ass off.
Yeah, absolutely. So she earns the right. We're not saying that. But what is the premise, or what is the reasoning that?
Because there's, it's the left, they got to mold everything. It's like I call it the slingshot effect. Let me project on you my feelings of what you're doing, but it's really what I'm doing. And now they're reversing it because it's a Republican. Like,
I know that, but not that they obviously ever give a straight answer. We know they don't.
Right.
But what would be the reason why? I mean, obviously he is a doctor. He's like, his credentials are impeccable.
Well, that's the point. They didn't really give a reason other than, he shouldn't be referred to as that. I'm like, what?
Really? Because isn't there a lot of people that do have a doctorate degree of some sort within Congress, within senators?
Right.
One in particular, let me see.
Is it Rand Paul? Yeah, Rand Paul. I always confuse him with Jim Johnson, but it's Rand Paul. Because I remember watching Rand Paul as he was obliterating the real Anthony Fauci.
Yeah, I was wondering off the top of my head, Ben Carlson, is he?
Ben Carson is a doctor as well.
Carlson is a doctor as well. So I mean, they earn the title. And what does that have to do with running?
Exactly. That's the point. What does it have to do with anything? Because they have nothing else to talk about. The people at 1600 plummeting numbers, everybody's disassociating themselves. Excuse me. Disassociating themselves.
Numbers. We were told, at least it was announced, that Little Red Riding Hood is not going to be in that area anymore. When is that happening? She's got to go. I just every time she pops on, and like again, I don't watch the news, but all of a sudden, if John's trying to catch up on something and she pops on, like, ooh, like her presence, she's not postured, she's very arrogant. And she's a liar. Like she's lying to the public 24/7. So I just can't even listen to her voice. But I was told that she supposedly is resigning or leaving her post.
I had heard something like that. I'm not sure of the validity of that. I mean, I heard stuff that I would have to look into. So don't quote us on that because we do not have all the facts. And I am confident and postured enough to say that. Thank you very much. But I think that it's very interesting.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we got a quote. And again, this is back when it first was announced. The White House press secretary, Riding Hood, says she will resign next year when it's time for somebody else to have this job. So there you go, folks. That is a quote from Business Insider.
Unreal.
businessinsider.com. So that's, and I vaguely had heard about it. So.
It's just so ridiculous.
A lot of them need to go. And, again, we go back to, these are the things that are trending. And, I want to see trending goodness. I want to see trending of kindness. I want to give a shout out to the Vero Beach Vibe Tribe. We are in the midst of getting all kinds of collections and donations for that particular class. We have two classes, one for obviously Toys for Tots, and we are also doing specific giving needs for people that are homeless and or that, meet that standard of, they need some help. And so we're helping them out with bikes for kids. We're also doing uniforms. They have a universal uniform here. So we're getting uniforms out to some children. some much needed toiletries, exercise gear for some men that are down on their luck. So we're working with that. And also I'd like to give a shout out to Pickleball University. We are also having two great charities that we're giving to. One is we are helping out a mobile food pantry. So they have a freestanding building, but they also have a mobile truck that they go into different neighborhoods for those that are in need. So we are collecting non-perishable items and canned goods. So if you are near Pocahontas Park in Vero Beach, please drop off your non-perishables. That would be so amazing to be able to, give back to the community, as well as we're also doing Toys for Tots as well. So we've got a bunch of things going. Those are the things that, I hope that we bring out of trending, get involved. There's another great charity that we're working on is getting either a new purse or a gently used purse and filling it up with feminine needs for those that need those things, as well as toiletries, basic needs, people. We're talking about soap, deodorant, maybe tampons, toiletry, any kind of toothpaste, toothbrushes, shaving cream, razors. These are things that are just basic needs that there are so many in any community across the United States that are in need of. So there's definitely enough charities out there. Find one that resonates with you and consider giving, because we are in the season of giving, as well as we also have the what's going on in a district that they're collecting funds to help with legal fees. So there's all different avenues to give. It's just get out there and give, people. People, this is the time that we shine. This is the time that we show passion, that we show the bright light, we show the goodness of humanity. And I hope that that's what should be trending. You got all that other stuff going on. Of course, it is trending. We know it's there. It's going to probably be trending every single day. We can't get away from it. But let's focus more on gift giving. And remember that giving and being present in the moment with your family and friends is, gift wrap yourself, put a bow on yourself. You are the gift. And remember that you, when you're with your family and friends, you just being present with them is the gift that they're really looking for. What do you think, Jim?
The gift of giving, the season of giving. And, we carry that with us, obviously throughout the year, but, isn't it amazing this time of year? There's just something very magical about it. Magical things do happen. And I'm actually working on a blog post that is entitled, "Yes, Janice, there is a Santa Claus." I hope to have that done and up and running probably by tomorrow or Saturday, putting some finishing touches on it. So, go check that out. And again, we would love to hear from you. What is an organization in your area? Perhaps there's an organization or, other avenue in your area, your community that you want to give a shout out to or share. Let us know. We would love to share that with our viewers and audience. And on that note, Trending Thursday, we obviously were on yesterday. We took a day off. Tomorrow we'll be on at 8 a.m. I think. Is it tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, 8 a.m. tomorrow. And, go out and be the trendsetter. Let us know what's happening in your community. My name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, and I'm with TwoSistas,
and this is Carol, so aka Naughty Bus Live. The sun is starting to pop out, or at least trying to pop out. Day 2 of helping some good friends of ours pack up and move out to their new adventure, which will happen in January. So it's all about helping people. It's all about giving of yourself. It's all about being present in the moment. That is what should be trend setting. You should be the trendsetter. We will see you tomorrow, Friday morning, for a fantabulous Friday. Have a great day, everyone. Go out there and be kind.